Hey there, Thomas Kissinger coming to you again, and we're going to do a part 2 here where we outline the meaning of these words that we were talking about in the previous video. It's one Hebrew word and two Greek words that are very important to understand. Here they are again in review. You've got Olam, which is the Hebrew word, and it means a hidden or concealed amount of time. You've got Aion, which is a Greek word, the noun, and it means age. And you've got Aionios, which is a Greek word, the adjective, and it means of the ages, pertaining to the ages or belonging to the ages. It's very important that you understand these words and their meaning. They are tremendous keys that are going to unlock to you an understanding of the scriptures, the plan of God, the ages, because God created the ages. His plan is a plan of ages. And while most people spend all their time talking about eternity and forever and everlasting, the Bible mentions very little about that. It actually spends most of its time in the original language, when you go back to the Hebrew and the Greek, talking about the ages. So let me read you something here. We're going to go into a little more depth on understanding the ages. Reference to the 5 ages are hopelessly clouded in most Bible translations and in the original Greek. The ages are set forth in a variety of phrases or configurations. The phrase age of the age appears in Hebrews 1:8. Age of the ages in Ephesians 3:21, and most often ages of the ages as in Revelation 11:15. Despite the fact that these configurations are highly technical, all 3 are translated forever and ever. To be consistent, why not translate them forever and evers or forevers and evers? When one considers it, the translation forever and ever, it's absurd. If forever means forever, think about this. If forever means forever, how can there be a forever and ever? We should bear in mind that all Scripture was penned in this present age with a view to the 2 future ages. Therefore, ages of the ages must designate the remainder of time, an expression that encompasses both coming ages. The age of the ages is the final and ultimate age, and the age of the age also designates that final age. It is the age which evolves from the fruit of Christ's reign during the millennium. Let's try to make this simple. So if you go into the original Greek and it has a phrase and it says the age of the ages, well, how would we understand that? Well, let's put it into perspective by saying Jesus is the King of Kings and He's the Lord of Lords. So if there are ages and there's an age of the ages, that means it's the greatest age out of all of the previous ages. And the age of the ages is that final age in which there will be a final restoration of all things, an ultimate reconciliation of all created things back to God the Father. So when you have the configuration, the ages of the ages, well, that just means the 2 greatest ages out of all of the previous ages. So I'm not trying to confuse you or make you dizzy, but we need to understand this terminology and how that the Bible in the original language speaks of ages of time. This is what will really make us free to understand the plan of God. So the Bible speaks of at least 5 ages. You have past ages. This was spoken of in Colossians 1:26. You have this present age. It was spoken of in Luke 20:34. And you have the ages to come. And that was spoken of in Ephesians 2:7. So the ages to come, there's at least 2 more ages to come beyond this present age that we find ourselves in. And that's where people get tripped up, because they think there's this present age and then there's only 1 more age to come. But there's this present age and there's at least 2 more ages to come. And those are the millennium and the age of the ages. So it's within those 2 ages to come that God is going to complete this ultimate reconciliation of all things. People get so tripped up because they think that God is only going to deal with people as long as their heart is beating in this physical body. But God has designed these 2 future ages to come in which He's going to continue to deal with people beyond physical death through the blood of the cross of Jesus Christ. So because Jesus died and rose again, and God has set up a plan of the ages and ages to come, He's still going to deal with people in the future in bringing people to know Him. So as we brought out, Olam, Aion, and Aionios are 3 key words that when we understand the meaning of these words, it's really going to help us to dissect and understand God's plan of the ages. This is why so many people do not have a clear understanding of God saving everyone. Because when they get into modern English versions and translations of the Bible, you have all these English words in there that say eternal, everlasting, forever, forever and ever. And when they see those words linked with punishment or God dealing with man, they think that the punishment or the dealings of God, as far as correction are concerned, are to go on like forever and ever. But it's not forever and ever. When you look it up in the original language, it is, as I laid out, it would be like to the age of the ages, or to the ages of the ages, is what it says in the original language. So I know this is a little bit of a technical nature, but I just want you to understand and dig into this. This is your key. Study these. Study Olam, Aion, and Aionios. Study, study, study. You will see the plan of God, and you will see the salvation of all men within the ages of time.